All right, seniors, this is an instructional video for the week of October 26th through October 30th. It is the final step in Unit 2, and we are basically completing a debrief this week and kind of hitting a reset button, okay? So this quarter is all about writing the essay, writing the 8-page paper for your topic. You've had your topic, or you should have had by now, your proposal approved. And so starting next week, we're going to start the writing process, which means there's going to be 2 weeks of research. There's going to be 2 weeks of an annotated bibliography. Then you'll have an outline, then which will happen in the last week of the quarter. And then you'll have a rough draft, which will be due the end of the first week when we come back. And I'm sorry, yeah, the rough draft. And then we'll be revising and you'll be having your final draft. Okay, so you really, if you have not have a topic yet, you're kind of behind. So this is kind of a reset week. There was kind of a reset week last week. Some of you turned in some proposals, so I'm hoping you get those approved. And so here is what you're doing. So the main goal is, again, producing that clear and coherent writing in which the development, organization, and style are appropriate to task and purpose. In other words, you're going to write a reflection. Okay. So right now these are the 3 assignments, one of which you're doing right now. You are watching the instructional video, which is 20 points. And you're going to go on Google Classroom and you're going to answer some questions about this video so that I know that you know what you're doing. If you're watching this, you probably by now realize that I will not be in this week. And I will be delivering my instruction in this way. Okay. That you can still email me, you can still ask me questions, but someone else will be running the Zoom. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and make sure you understand the rest of this. What is it called? Playlist. Lost my words for a minute. All right, so you're going to do the Unit 2 debrief, and then you're going to do what's called a GILT assignment. And a GILT assignment, it's just an acronym that means get your life together. And so this is the reset that I'm talking about. So we're going to talk about each individually, what that means, and you're going to have a lot of work time to get this done. For those of you that have all your capstone work done and you've got your proposal approved, it's probably going to be a pretty easy week for you. If you are someone who does not, this is your last chance to get that together, because without a proposal, I cannot approve it. If I cannot approve it, you cannot go move on with your project, which means you are in danger of not graduating, because capstone equals graduation. All right. So we're going to talk about how we can reset and get you back together. So if you're on Google Classroom, the debrief is pretty self-explanatory. You've already done a debrief with me. It's the same, over 1 unit. It's the same kind of questions. The biggest thing that I noticed people got points off was because they just didn't do complete sentences or they didn't follow directions. As long as you follow directions, you'll be fine. If you scroll to the bottom, one of the things that's a little bit different is that you do have a reflective journal prompt. And so you're kind of setting goals for this quarter. So you'll do that here, and then a refresh and reset. And what this is for is this part of the debrief is basically we're asking you to go in to your emails and delete old notifications, because your email, I'm going to guess that your email has your inbox has a lot, and that can be overwhelming and that can be stressful. And then you're like, wait, I have questions. I'm trying to figure things out. So we're going to refresh it, meaning you're going to try to delete any of your old emails that you do not need, any old notifications from Google Classroom. If you feel the need to save emails from a certain person, from your counselor, etc., you can just create a folder and name it accordingly. You can move the desired emails to the new folder, so you can continue to organize your emails so that they're not cluttered. And so here are some organization tips. So if you're like, oh, I don't know how to do that, there are 3 videos to help you. So you can click on any one of those or none of them if you already know. It's up to you. It just depends on your knowledge. And then once you clear out your inbox, you're going to just screenshot and show me that, like, yes, I've done some work on it. I've cleared it a little bit. Another task that we want you to do is to organize your drive if you haven't already done so. We are in this digital space, and it's getting cluttered. And so we got to make sure we unclutter it, because that is that helps us be successful, especially with capstone. So we want you to, one, make sure all of your ELA assignments are inside your shared folder. If they aren't, you need to move them there. If you still don't know what a shared folder is in Q2, then you're going to need to go look at playlist number 1 for Q1 to figure out how to do that, because those directions are on the website. Number 2, if you do not have a folder for each of your courses, make a folder for each of them and move assignments that relate to those classes in there, just so that you can get like all stuff. It's just easier to navigate. So that way, when you do a lot of science work, all your science work is in a science folder. It's kind of like the binders or a folder system if we would be in school. You may also choose to create a folder for college announcements and information, extracurriculars or activities, or whatever else you have an abundance of. This is unique to you. So we're just trying to get you to get organized. When finished, take a screenshot of your organized drive and just paste it below. Okay, so those are the 2 things that we've not done before, but I think they're, you should be okay to do them. There's a lot of visuals here to help you, videos to help you. And it's just about organization. That's pretty much it. All right, so that should not take you, if you're doing this work, this might take you about 45 maybe minutes to over an hour, depends on how much you have to organize this particular assignment. So that's one assignment for me. The second assignment depends upon, it's called the GUILT assignment, Get Your Life Together. It's just an acronym. It's, again, we're pausing, we're resetting. So there are 2 options, but you have to choose the option that best fits your needs. Option A is only for students who have completed all capstone assignments from Q1 and have had their proposal approved. If this is not you, you need to move on to option B. So if you are option A, I know there are a few of you that are there. Basically, we just want you to do a 1-pager. And this 1-pager is going to be on a new slide presentation. You're going to open it. You're going to create a slide in which you include images, words, phrases, quotes, fill it up like a big old collage and so forth. That encourages or gives others advice for how to complete work in ELA12 successfully. My assumption is if you've got everything approved and everything done, then you were successful. You got things done. And I'm not sure, maybe you as a peer share, how did you do that? How did you stay on top of things? What was your strategy? And so I want you to share that strategy with other peers. So you're going to make a 1-pager so that maybe your peers can be like, okay, I can do this because so-and-so told me that that's what they did. Okay. So this is about support if you're option A. And you're just going to attach it to this Dropbox, this assignment, and submit it on the 30th by 11:59. You can always submit it early. This probably will take you maybe 30 minutes. Okay. If you are a student who does not have all of Q1 capstone items complete, or you did not get your proposal approved, maybe you submitted it and then I returned it and said, no, you need to redo. Then you need to make sure you do this. Okay. So you need to go ahead and do these things down here. You're not going to do option A, you're just focusing on option B because this is your reset week so that you are successful going forward when we write the paper. So first, number one priority for option B, complete this capstone or revise it proposal or revise it and submit it if you were told to do so. I have to have that proposal. Without a proposal, I cannot approve you for a project, which means you're already in danger of failing capstone. And I do not want that to happen because capstone equals graduation. Capstone equals ELA12 credit, right? So you have to do it. There's no way around that. So if I don't have a proposal, it can't get an approval, then you can't continue, right? And you have to be able to continue. That is your number one priority. Like I have to have that. The other things that you should do, make sure both you and your parent completed the statement of understanding form for capstone. Make sure you found an email to possible mentor. Make sure your website is up to date. Those last 3 things, while they are very important, your number one priority, if you don't have it, is that proposal. So make sure you choose the right path. You don't do both A and B. You got to choose the one that best fits your needs, and then you are good to go. And that is pretty much all we have for you this week. It's really a reset and a reflect kind of week. kind of our last ditch, like, okay, we've got to get there. I think we've got maybe about 30% of seniors who have a capstone proposal approved, which is not enough. Okay. So hopefully that helps explain what we're doing. And if you have any questions, please make sure you are reaching out via email.